our sisters also, they do help us really good here. And about the celebration, I think it's all ours, It's not just them, but it's all ours. I can say not only Taiwan is celebrating, but all the country. We are all behind them and we are all celebrating this beautiful occasion.
The year of the snake is expected to be a year that brings joy to the Chinese people. That good fortune brought about some excitement to the celebrants, who burst into a rendition of a melodious Chinese song. For Grts News, this is Babukar Senghor.
I think last year was the year of the rabbit. Well, Action Aid International, the Gambia, recently organized a one-day validation forum on its new developed country strategy paper. The convergence brought together stakeholders and partners to critically assess the key areas of intervention by the NGO. Samuel Barr has details in this report.
Action Aid International, the Gambia's engagement in addressing poverty over the last 25 years has availed the agency the opportunity to deepen its work and impact in a fast-changing context of external forces driving people towards increased vulnerability, deprivation, and injustices. It has also built networks and alliances in solidarity with like-minded organizations with a view to forming a critical mass for policy advocacy and influencing. The liaison manager for Action Aid International, the Gambia, said the aim of the internalization process is to ensure that they have a local programming at national level and at the same time to gain from the benefit of the federation and from the international campaign. On what binds them as a federation, the liaison manager had this to say.
We all share the same vision. We all share the same mission, to work with the poor and the excluded to eradicate poverty and injustice. These are the things that we share. But within the same federation, you have different elements in there. You have country programs. You have associate members of the federation. You have affiliate members of the federation. These are all the different stages of membership within the federation. We have an international assembly, which meets annually. We have an international board, which is elected by the international assembly. We have an international secretariat that gives support to the different members. We also give support to the assembly.
The liaison manager reported that Action Aid the Gambia, bringing down its power and decision-making processes down to the communities for the poor from 2004 to date, has brought in a lot of growth and development within the federation.
We have, rather than having programs in different countries, we now have national organizations, national entities within the different countries we work in. And each of these national entities over time will have their own national board, and most of them will have their general assemblies that decide the strategic direction of the Action Aid work in those countries.
The head of Impact Assessment and Shared Learning said they intend to embark on innovative practices and positive experiences for the analysis of their previous work, adding that this will provide information on their context and determine the root causes of poverty, social exclusion, and injustices.
The Gambia's Vision 2020, which is the blueprint, PRSP2, the PAID, that is the Program for Accelerating Growth and Employment, and the MDGs all emphasize the need for addressing poverty and enhancing the economic empowerment and self-realization or actualization of the citizenry, particularly women, children, and the youth.
On contextual analysis, the head of policy, Action Aid the Gambia, spoke of the wide range of issues including social, cultural, health, environment, education, political, and poverty. He remarked that 70% of women are engaged in low productivity, subsistence agriculture, and provide 86% of household income.
We tried our hand in working across the border, which we call CBI, Cross-Border Initiative, and the essence of that was basically to learn the need for regional integration so that we see poverty in a much broader perspective, because poverty is not location specific. Poverty actually cuts across.
The executive director of Action Aid the Gambia said the validation creates ownership for all the actors and for the country as a whole, noting that it avails them the opportunity to listen to other people's views, which can be incorporated on the said strategy document under validation.
We have a review team coming, And this review team is going to look at this document again. It's also going to do their own review of our last 5 years' work, and they will be using all of those to comment further into the document. And then after that, we will input their comments into it, and then that will be the final part of our work on the document as a document. Once it gets approved at the international level, by our board and at the international level, then we will develop action plans with all our partners to see it implemented. We will have money for some of the work we have identified, but we are also able to identify gaps on what we do not have and which we will have to work on.
Action Aid the Gambia is one of the leading civil society groups providing support to communities across the country in the areas of agriculture and social development. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back. Don't tune out.
FIG Bureau de Sens. If you were searching for... You can visit us at our state-of-the-art banking hall headquarters at number 50 Keraba Avenue or call 4399-144 or 437-8489. We have various branches and implants within the Greater Banjul area and throughout the length and breadth of the country. The branches are Tabokoto, London Corner, Cow Junction, Pakote, Brikama Nyambai, Brikama Haulakunda, Bansang, Soma, Farafene, Bara, Basse Highway, Basse Santosu, and Fatoto. All in all, we have 41 branches just for your financial convenience. At FIG, we have 7 mediums through which you can send and receive money worldwide. MoneyGram, Money Express, Connection Express, Lee Direct, Western Union, RIA, and Wari. Don't just send and receive. FIG it.
Lucozade Energy, energizing Gambia.
And aircraft. Welcome back to the news. An aircraft carrying Guinean military officials to Liberia crashed on Monday, 65 kilometers from Monrovia's airport. All 11 passengers were killed and thousands of protesters continue venting their anger at the Morsi government on the streets of Cairo demanding political reforms. We have details of these and other stories in this African News Roundup.
This charred wreckage is all that remains of an aircraft that was carrying Guinean military officials to Liberia. The plane crashed on Monday, 65 kilometers from Monrovia's airport. All 11 people on board were killed when the plane went down, including the head of Guinea's armed forces. The cause of the crash is not yet known.
So when we came here, we saw the heavy fire from the tea, because they already started burning from the tea.
Guinea has declared 3 days of national mourning. And Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf declared Tuesday a day of mourning. This man, calling himself Etienne Kabila Taratibu, says he is the half-brother of Congolese President Joseph Kabila. He was arrested on Sunday in Pretoria and appeared in court on Monday. He is accused of being the mastermind of a plot to overthrow the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Last week, 19 people were arrested and charged with attempting to overthrow Kinshasa's government. Thousands of protesters took to the streets of Egypt demanding political reforms on the second anniversary of the fall of former President Hosni Mubarak. Clashes erupted when demonstrators threw petrol bombs at the presidential palace. Police responded with tear gas. The protest illustrates the frustration of those who brought down the former leader and their disillusionment with President Mohamed Morsi. The founding couple of Zoe's Ark Charity, Eric Breteau and Emily Lelouch, were sentenced to 2 years in prison on Tuesday. In 2007, Eric Breteau and Emily Lelouch attempted to abduct 103 children in Chad to bring them to France and present them as orphans from Darfur. The two were found guilty of illegally acting as an intermediary in adoption.